Brother, stop scrolling right now. It's March 2026 and the world is literally exploding. Wars ripping entire countries apart, earthquakes smashing cities every single week, and millions of us glued to our phones like zombies, chasing money, likes, and cheap thrills while our hearts turn to stone. But here's what's about to hit you like a truck. The prophet described these exact scenes in detail, 1400 years ago, as the unmistakable signs that Qiyamah is closing in fast. If you're thinking it's just another news cycle, stay with me till the very last word. By the time this ends, you'll see why every disaster, every moral collapse, and every hour that disappears is actually Allah screaming at us. The hour is near, and only the ones who wake up and prepare right now are going to make it. The Messenger of Allah said in Sahih Bukhari that one of the clearest signs is time speeding up so fast that a year feels like a month like a week like a day. Sound familiar in 2026? Everyone's saying the exact same thing. Where did the year even go? Social media, endless notifications, 24/7's hustle, it's all sucking the time out of our lives. Islamic scholars have always explained this isn't just modern stress. It's a real prophetic warning that the world is rushing toward its end while we're too distracted to notice. Another huge sign the prophet gave in Sahih Muslim is the sharp rise in earthquakes and natural disasters. Look at 2026. They're coming faster, stronger, from Turkey to California to the Middle East. Exactly like he described. These aren't just climate change or random bad luck. They are Allah's wake-up calls, shaking the earth to remind us the final quake on the Day of Judgment is coming, and we need to wake up before it's too late. In Sahih Bukhari, the prophet warned that knowledge will be lifted away and ignorance will spread like wildfire. Fast forward to 2026 America and the whole world, people chase TikTok trends instead of Quran. Scholars get laughed at while influencers with zero knowledge get millions of followers. The prophet said religious knowledge will disappear, leaving behind people who can't even tell halal from haram. Brother, we're living in that exact era right now. The prophet also told us in Sahih Bukhari that Zina, open immorality, will spread everywhere until it becomes normal. Open your phone in 2026 and it's right there on every screen, in every show, even pushed in schools. The prophet said people will compete in it like it's a sport. What we call progress or freedom today is exactly the moral rot he warned would eat societies from the inside out. Another clear sign from Sahih Bukhari, alcohol and intoxicants will be consumed in massive amounts, and people will invent new names for them to make them seem harmless. In 2026, we're drowning in vapes, new designer drugs, energy drinks marketed like candy, and parties every weekend. The prophet said they'll call it everything except what it really is. And that's precisely what we see on every corner. The hadith says musical instruments and songs will fill the homes and hearts of people. Walk through any mall, open any playlist, turn on any car radio in 2026. Music is non-stop. The prophet warned it would pull hearts away from the Quran. And scholars say this sign is so obvious today that even non-Muslims comment on how music now controls culture and emotions. In Sahih Bukhari, the prophet described naked, poor shepherds competing to build the tallest buildings. Look at 2026. People who grew up with nothing suddenly strike it rich through crypto, tech, or social media and race to put up skyscrapers and luxury mansions, while the actual poor stay forgotten. That exact competition for show-off luxury is happening in front of our eyes. Sahih Muslim records that trustworthiness will vanish and leadership will be handed to people who don't deserve it. In 2026, just watch the news, corruption, lies, and completely unfit people running governments, companies, even communities. The prophet said authority will go to the unworthy, and we're watching it play out every single day. The prophet warned of so much killing and bloodshed that a man will pass by a grave and wish he was inside it instead. From endless wars in the Middle East to street violence exploding in cities across America and Europe in 2026, the killing never stops. Sahih Bukhari records this exact increase in bloodshed as one of the major signs, and the headlines are proving him right. The prophet said in Sahih Bukhari that women will dress yet still appear naked, and men will imitate women while women imitate men. Scroll any feed or walk any street in 2026, revealing clothes are called fashion, and gender lines are completely blurred. He described this exact moral collapse, and it's staring us in the face. One of the most painful signs is Muslims fighting and killing each other. In 2026, we still see bitter divisions, online wars between groups, and real conflicts in Muslim lands. The Prophet said in Sahih Muslim, the Ummah would crash against itself like waves in a storm, and that painful fitna is exactly what we're living through. Sahih Bukhari mentions that people will gather for prayer, but won't find anyone to lead them properly. In 2026, many mosques are struggling with low attendance, youth drifting away, and communities split apart. The Prophet warned this would happen when true leadership and unity disappear, and we're feeling it in our own neighborhoods. Brother, none of these signs were given to scare us into despair. The Prophet shared them so we would prepare while there's still time. Start memorizing the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf today. Make the dua seeking protection from Dayil after every salah. Fix your 5 daily prayers. Delete the apps that waste your life, and teach your kids the Sunnah. The Sahaba held on to these hadiths with everything they had. We have to hold on even tighter now that the signs are screaming. So listen. The hour isn't some far-off story, it's approaching fast. And every single thing we're seeing in 2026 is living proof that the Prophet spoke the absolute truth. Open the Quran right now, delete whatever is stealing your time, strengthen your salah, hug your family, and share this reminder before the deception spreads any further. Your Iman, your family, and your Akhirah literally depend on it. This isn't just another video, it's your personal wake-up call straight from the Messenger of Allah. May Allah make us among those who see the signs clearly and actually act on them. Amin Ya Rab.